One time for the one time. It's the family bloodline.
Good Lord.
Yep, we here. What's good, good people? Yes. Yes. One time for the one time. We are back. It's the family bloodline. Because how's your day been so far? How's your week been?
Week been cool. Like I say, just dealing with the elements pretty much. Finished the project, finna move on to another one. So that's always good when you get a fresh start at something different, you know.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it, but other than that, been a smooth little week.
All right. That's what's happening. Ooh. It's been one.
Busy.
Oh, cool. At Monday, I was feeling like I have been working all week already. That's the type of ride it's been, but you know, pushing through it. So yeah, kids got sports this week.
Couple practices that shit. Now Titus finna do this AAU stuff. They finna start practicing on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So
Whoa,
you finna see how this work out. You know what I'm saying?
they finna start practicing on Sundays.
Sundays, bro.
So how's that gonna work out?
We about to find out because we already got parents counseling already. Like, we got such and such going on that day. We forgot about this. You know, we don't get out of church to this time. You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
Yeah.
we're gonna see how that go.
You mean like this Sunday?
They starting this Sunday, yes.
That's a bold move, Cotton. That's a bold move.
2:30 in the afternoon, yes. You know what I'm saying?
Ah,
You know what I'm saying? Midday. How in the hell?
that's yikes. Well, you know, hell, yeah, that's gonna be tough. So, okay, well, we'll push.
Exactly. That's my chill day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like man, what, why would they do that? That ain't a good look at all.
No. So, like I say, be interesting to see how it goes.
Yeah, for sure. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to make sure I don't end up messing our volume up. I'm trying to check something. Hold on. Oh, that's weird. For some reason, I can't see our live on Facebook. Don't know what that's about.
Do you think it got something with me trying to log in?
It could have. I don't know. I'll let me click out of it. I'll hop back on it in a second. But anyway, tonight's topic. The UnitedHealth CEO Brian Thompson, murdered in cold blood, shot down by Luigi Mangione, who was apprehended recently in Pennsylvania, Altoona, Pennsylvania. And the police caught up with him and caught him in a McDonald's crazy to me because I'm trying to figure out, like, bruh, you high profile. First off, what's happening? Why you in McDonald's? Why you in Starbucks? Why you what what made you go into these places? And did you feel that bold? Anyway, that's another question for another time. We'll bring back in a few ticks here. But whatever the case, the cops apprehended him in a McDonald's, and apparently one of the I don't know if it was an employee or just a regular customer contacted the cops to let them know that he was sighted there. So they picked him up, apprehended him, cuffed him, all the other good stuff, and now he is fighting extradition from New York. He doesn't want to go back. He doesn't want to be tried in New York, right? And so a lot of this, as it was thrown out there, as I've been reading a bunch of different articles, we see how in some cases he's been demonized, in some cases he's being heralded as a how many toe tags is a CEO in his name now? That's something we're gonna dig into in a second. That was somebody off of TikTok asking that. User off of TikTok was asking that. And so what I've also done on TikTok is I've posted the link to StreamYard. If you want to hop on to this platform and talk to us, by all means, copy that link in your browser and then hop on. We'll let you on. Because that's another part of it, right? And that's one of the things that I guess he seemed to be upset about. You know, he kind of made he drew the line between the healthcare industry killing a bunch of Americans through their policies, through their practices, through the way they interact with Americans. And I was looking up some numbers I'll bring up later about the healthcare industries in America, because Americans pay more in healthcare than any other country in the world. But he's begun in some corners to be heralded as a hero for his actions. What's your take on this, Cuzzo?
I wouldn't go as far as to call him a hero, you know what I'm saying? But he did something that I think a lot of Americans think about doing once they make that visit to the hospital or the doctor and find out that everything that they've been paying into is not really covered. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All
How
right.
can you tell me I've been paying into my insurance, and how do you tell me that, damn, I'm not covered? Well, you know what I'm saying? That's the type of things that they do that pisses America off. You know what I'm saying? The average Joe, Americans, I should say.
Yeah. So uh, again, first off, hey, make your own fan base. But another brother on TikTok is saying the difference is the CEO died faster. The people who have had policies died more painful deaths.
True.
And I can't I don't have a good rebuttal against that, you know. And I think it's going along with some of the stuff that you're saying about it also. So because you were talking about your mom's experience at one point, weren't you?
Say that again.
You were talking about your mom's experience with the healthcare industry and how she had problems. Oh no, it wasn't your mom, it was your wife.
All right. White,
Not
yeah.
not going directly into the goings on about it, but describe some of that a little bit.
Pretty much, her doctor came back and told her that he know what he needs to do. You know what I'm saying, to help her out, but then he wants to take all these other uh, what was he calling them? Just pretty much just trying out new stuff just to keep. That's no. I'm trying to think. I said it because we was talking Tuesday, but pretty much, he know the type of surgery she needs. He knows everything that she needs to be done. But the higher up, his bosses won't allow that to happen because of financial situation, anesthesia. It's anything they could think of to throw at us to tell us that we can't get what we need. Pretty much.
Right. I'm a give me a second. I'm going to bring Ray up. That's one of my buddies right there, one of my battles. I'm going to see if she wanted to hop on and say something or if she just wants to listen. Give me a second.
All right.
Ray, can you hear me? If so, you on mute. I don't know if you just wanted to listen or if you wanted to speak. All right, looks like she just want to listen. Ray, if you decide that you want to speak, just shoot me a text. I got you. We'll bring you back up. All right, so some of the things that they okay. So let me go back a second. let me go back a second. The bullet, right? The bullet that was found at the scene of the crime. The 3 words. Uh, I got it over here somewhere. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it up because I thought that it was. I thought that the words were actually crazy, but it's absolutely what happens with our healthcare system.
Mm.
It's it's absolutely what happens with our
Yeah.
healthcare system when we try to go file claims and when we try to actually use the benefit. The bullet had uh, delay, deny, depose, delay, deny, depose, and these are some of the practices of our healthcare system in order to maintain uh, their financial standings or to I'm trying to think of the correct word, disenfranchise those who rightfully paid into that system to receive the benefits of it. Delay, deny, depose.
Mm.
Uh, is that what y'all are facing right now, or
A little bit of everything. Like I say, they trying to come with all these different little. Well, let's try this and see what this do. Well, they already know the end results of what it's gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
hmm,
They just doing little stuff at us just to keep us going. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing to help. So
yeah,
it's a fucking situation with that. You know,
yeah, I,
because his
I
hands are tied. Sure, he is. He done been school his whole life to do this, and he got a motherfucker that done probably did like 7 years of something and making all the decisions. You know what I'm saying? For as the money, for as the he's not really making a decision on helping somebody. His degree is totally different than what my doctor degree is. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I don't understand where the healthcare, the CEOs, the big guys, half them guys don't even have medical degrees and shit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but do you need a medical degree just to work in the office or on the because it's the commerce side of the aisle that's hitting us now. Let me rephrase that because it's not just the commerce side or the trading side or the financial side because it's also just a movement of preventative medicine instead of holistic curative medicine, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were talking the other night, and I said my lady and I we were watching. I can't remember what we were watching, but it was about time for the D-rated Christmas movies to come out, and so I think we started watching some of those shits. But in between breaks, when I'd wake up or snap to, uh, they would have medical commercials playing, and we started laughing at some of them because of the extreme effects that these drugs end up having on your body just from using it. It's like, hey, it stops right shy of death. It's gonna take your ass everything to prevent one thing to cause a whole line and string of other stuff. So what's the point in taking these things? You know?
What I'm
So
saying, and that's how
that's
you
that's
feel
one
like
part of
they
it. And then
doing.
you do have the financial.
That's what they doing to us.
Yeah,
Well, let's try this.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And then we get this about 3 months, and if this don't work, then we'll have to try this, and we know the end result. And that's what I was, and that's the only reason why I was saying like the medical degree, because if anybody that I think I believe I'm gonna listen to in that whole facility is the person that got that degree, is the person that I'm coming to see. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
so that person should have a bigger portion of the decision versus, like I'm saying, like someone that doesn't have a medical degree making a decision on well, it's gonna cost us too much money here. You see what I'm saying? Instead of helping it, that's what I'm saying. So I will value, what I'm saying, you telling this person his opinion pretty much don't matter, and he got years of experience and knowledge in what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm
yeah.
saying. Some person can come along and just be like, nah, that ain't gonna work.
Okay. So the other question that I would have about that is what let's take in consideration how much it costs the healthcare industry to actually make a pill. And again, if there's anybody listening right now, part of the healthcare industry or the medical or the pharmaceutical industry that has a different insight, by all means, hop on and tell us and talk to us about it because maybe we misunderstanding something. Although there was a case in the United States where can't remember the guy's name, but he came out with a pill, right? There was a pill that he began to sell for 200% markup, 200+% markup. And so some of these pills, some of these drugs, this quote unquote preventative medicine costs pennies on the dollars to make, but the markup is absolutely astronomical. It's astronomical. My bad. I was getting a phone call. Had to. That's god dang, man. Anyway,
Like I was telling you, like the price of the EpiPens that we pay for,
how much y'all got to pay for them?
they like 300 a pop. You know what I'm saying? He got to have
What?
one on, one on them, one at school. He got to, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You know, it's negligence on our part if he doesn't have them. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But the price of these things are so expensive. It's crazy.
So it's forced. It's a forced thing. You gotta have it, especially if you got kids. Otherwise, you're a negligent you're a negligent parent,
Correct.
right? But they're not negligent when charging egregious amounts of monies, imposing these egregious, I dare to call them tariffs on, and the only reason why I say that is
Yeah.
they're American made. These astronomical, these capitalistic taxes that we have.
Outrageous, yes.
Okay, Ray's commenting in the private chat, but I'll read her comments. Ray, if you go to where it says comments and you click on that, then you'll be in the regular chat. But I will read your messages. It says there are doctors on the denial side working for insurance that works against our doctors when they are trying to get RX approval. And so Ray, I wish you would come on. You're so intelligent. I wish you would hop up and if you want to hop on, there you go. Thank you, Ray. Now I'm gonna add you. Now I'm gonna add you, Battle. Hey, it's good to see you.
Good to see you. Okay, the insurance companies employ doctors that are paid by the denials that they deny. For every denial that they deny, they get money for it, and they even outsource companies, and that's another thing that this United was the number one in denials. They had to outsource a company. I can't remember the name of the company, but they outsourced the company because there were so many denials that they were denying. But what they do is your doctor has your treatment plan, right? And they call up your insurance company and they say they want to treat you with a medicine, and they call your insurance company and they say, you have blah 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 insurance, can I prescribe you a medicine? And then your insurance will say, oh yeah, that works, or oh no, that doesn't work, we can't do that. And your doctor will say, but really, my patient needs a medicine because a medicine is going to work. And the doctor on the other side is going to say, yeah, but it doesn't fall in our network, and can you give him another medicine? Can you give him C or D medicine? And the doctor's going to say, no, I want to give my patient a medicine. And they're going to go back and forth, and your doctor is going to either run out of energy or keep fighting, depending on how new they are and how gung-ho they are. They're going to keep going, or they're going to be like, damn it, I don't have time for this shit. And that's how it works.
Okay, so that's some bullshit. I can't stand them for that. I'll just throw that out there. So where's the actual advocate for the American? Because if doctors are getting paid for denials, or if not doctors or whoever the deniers are, if they're getting paid per denial, and doctors are also getting paid for prescribing certain medications, where is the actual advocate for patient treatment or pain regimen treatment, proper treatment? Does that even exist? And
There
those,
are medical social workers.
mhm.
There's a job. You could be a social worker in a hospital social worker, and they can walk you through the process. But really, they're not there to tell you take this medication, take that medication. They're there to tell you this is what's going to happen. You have this illness, or your family member has this illness, and this is how it goes. And this is going to be a long process, and this is going to be a painful process. And if you're in it for the long haul, you're going to need to be patient, and it's going to be rough. And
Well,
here's some help that we can get you, but that's kind of all there is.
that's
And
bad
there's
business.
yeah, absolutely.
So
And then there's like Facebook groups for of moms that help each other, because really.
okay, so with that being said, and then we'll jump back to Mario's brother Luigi. Well, he's not Mario's brother, he's Wario's brother. Just doing a really quick AI imposed and induced search about the healthcare profits over the last few years. 2023, United Healthcare's total earnings from operations were 16.4 billion, which were up 14.2% from 2022. Aetna reported nearly 5.6 billion in adjusted operating income for 2023. In 2022, the largest health insurer in the U.S. made over 41 billion in profits, including United Health Group with over 20 billion, Cigna with 6.7 billion, Elevance Health with 6 billion, and CVS Health with 4.2 billion. 2020, the health insurance industry's net earnings increased to 31 billion, and the profit margin increased to 3.8%. 2018 through 2022, the average net patient revenue for hospitals with more than 250 beds increased by 6.2 annually. And then the bottom note says that the healthcare sector has grown rapidly in the last 2 years, outpacing all other industries. From March of 2022 to March of 2024, the healthcare sector grew 8.2%, which is more than double the growth rate of all other industries combined. Combined.
All them
So
CEOs on the Forbes list.
it's right. I know when my mom was in the hospital, and this is something that I shared with y'all the other night. When my mother was in the hospital, and the pain regimen doctor went to prescribe her fentanyl, I told him no. I'm absolutely not allowing you to prescribe my mother fentanyl. I said, first of all, there's an opioid epidemic that's been caused. It hasn't been caused by foreign countries. It's been caused by you all. It's been caused by doctors overprescribing people a highly addictive drug. No, you're not going to give her fentanyl. She had a best friend, her best friend Jan, had gotten addicted to prescribed medication and overdosed on it. You're not going to do my mama like this. No, find something else. And so he and I began to debate back and forth for a bit, while all his other doctor friends were in the room, just kind of looking and watching and waiting. And I was like, I'm not going to voluntarily allow you to kill my mother. You're not going to do that. You're not about to make her a dope addict. I can't do that. There are holistic ways of actually getting her to where she needs to be. Let's try those authorized avenues to get her there. And I'd rather start there. If she tells me different, then I'll tell you different. But until then, I'm the executor of her state. And this is what I want to have happen. Right. He didn't like it, but we ended up going that way. When she was in the hospital, she was on a morphine drip that was decreased over time. And fortunately, she got on something a little bit different to manage the pain, a lot better than what it probably would have turned out had she actually been put on fentanyl. She would have had to stay there a lot longer. And then she would have had to have been weaned off of it. And she was already weak. And she was already struggling. And she was already hurting. And she wanted things to be done and over with. So I think it would have just been a bit of a faster way of collecting money, sending somebody to an earlier grave than what was necessary, and just emptying another bed to have somebody else move in. So that's a bit of my angst and my frustration with that. And so I said that as a segue to Luigi, right? Now, looking at this guy's story and reading again a bunch of different outlets, a lot of stuff that's been printed and almost following it hour by hour and looking at the amount of money that he's been making to go towards his legal fees, which is right now up to, I want to say like $500,000 since he's been apprehended, which is
Okay.
absolutely crazy. He was suffering from issues. Now, this is a guy who also lived a bit of a privileged life. Like he graduated from University of Pennsylvania.
Yes.
So he wasn't a stupid guy. He wasn't an ignorant guy. He also had Ivy League college behind him. So again, he wasn't an uneducated person. He was a person who actually, unfortunately, I think he graduated valedictorian from University of Pennsylvania, if memory serves me right.
Or his high school.
Valedictorian from his high school.
Yeah, from his high school.
Oh, thank you, from his high school.
Mhm.
Again, a bunch of stuff, signals got crossed up, it happens. But he was a smart cat. He was a smart dude. And was on a glide path to privilege, as it were, because of the way that he was moving. His back began to hurt, and I guess he suffered from some type of spinal injuries or whatever the case may be, and he began to fall into the health insurance net that normal people fall into and can't get treated. And that's when he kind of lost it. I mean, so the question that I have for y'all is, do we agree? Was it okay for him to lose it? Can we understand it? Is there empathy? Is there sympathy? Or is there direct angst that you uphold with him?
Well, we heard all my issues, so of course I can agree with half the stuff that he went through. You know what I'm saying? The constant no's, the constant. Well, we have to see. We'll get back to you. Well, let's try this. That's what I'm saying. All these extra remedies that they know are not gonna, help the cause. So I
Yeah.
feel him on that. The rejection. Definitely feel him on that. But I don't know. I don't know if my wife ready to take it there yet.
No.
Nah.
What about you, Ray?
So, I mean, they've made movies about this kind of stuff before, right? Wasn't there like that ambulance movie with Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah. I remember like John Q.
Yeah.
Just recently, where do I start? So social media has progressed to a point where we can actually make change with it. Recently, there was I don't know the details, but I know that recently, within the past month or so, they were talking about limitations on anesthesia during surgery.
Yeah.
And I believe it was Delaware. I could be wrong.
Keep talking. I'll be typing in the background because I'm going to look it up real quick.
Okay. But I believe it was Delaware. I don't remember where it was, but there was so much outcry about how preposterous this idea was that they decided, no, we're not gonna take this. You're messing with people's health. We can't put limitations on anesthesia during surgeries, and it was stopped. It was stopped in its tracks, and it got to the state level. To state legislators decided, no, we're not going to do this. And so I understand and I can sympathize with the physical and emotional pain that Luigi was feeling, the frustration and the helplessness that he was feeling. I understand where he was coming from. But also I understand that he was in a place of privilege to where he could have used his resources to make change.
Okay.
I don't know. Did you find anything yet?
Yes. So I'm looking at it's an article from NPR, and it
Mhm.
was published and updated rather on December 5th, 2024. And it says one of the country's largest health insurers have reversed its decision to no longer pay for anesthesia care in certain states if the surgery or procedure goes beyond a particular time limit. The original move by American Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, which would have started next year, alarmed doctors and policymakers. There's been significant widespread misinformation about an update to our anesthesia policy. As a result, we have decided to not proceed with this policy change. The company said in a statement on NPR Thursday afternoon. To be clear, it never was and never will be the policy of Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield to not pay for medically necessary anesthesia services. That's what the company said. The proposed update to the policy was only designed to clarify the appropriateness of anesthesia consistent with well established clinical guidelines. Anthem had said that starting in February, it would use metrics known as physician work time values from the Centers of Medicare and Medicaid Services to target the number of minutes reported for anesthesia services. Claims submitted with reported time above the established number of minutes will only pay, oh, wow, will only pay up to CMS established amount.
That's
So, yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's exactly where they were going with that. And again, that article was from NPR, dated December 5th is when the update came out.
And that's
Um,
a totally reputable news source.
yeah, absolutely. And so their goal was to set policy in order to clock the amount of minutes that a patient would be able to receive anesthesia and either pay or not continue to pay, even if the patient was under, it sounds like, during the time of it had been administered. So that pushes a rush on doctors to perform what could possibly be a life-saving critical procedure because they're under the clock of anesthesiologists and how much the the healthcare company would pay out in order to use said anesthesia. That's that's uh that's disgusting.
We're not gingerbread men.
No,
I mean, surgeons don't go into the operating room thinking it's just like the last one, and they
that
shouldn't.
they shouldn't. And also, different people have different tolerances for anesthesia. So some people will take more than others. It depends on the person. Again, we have different tolerances. So it's hard to prescribe a definitive amount of anesthesia a person should be on per surgery because you don't know what you're going to get. Sometimes it takes more, sometimes it takes less. Like I get past, like I had a procedure not too long ago and I went under fast. I was gone. The only thing I remember is waking up and being like, God damn, like what happened?
Did you know that
Whoa.
people with red hair have a higher tolerance?
I I did not. I don't have red hair.
Yeah, like just just random things like that. I mean, is that in the Medicare and Medicaid handbook?
That I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. I mean, we can throw in that in the mix also. Let's look at the birth rate of black women and our children, right? And it there was a guy who calculated how long it would take in order for specific occupations to reach the same ratio of death or during birth or by either the child or the mother that black women experience during childbirth, and it was ridiculous. And so now are black women even at a more disproportionate rate to not get anesthesia because they don't believe them? They don't believe us in the medical rooms. But no, based on the 2000 caloric diet and these metrics, it doesn't take that much to put you under. You're not really hurting. You don't need it. You can't feel anything. Well, this woman's giving birth and damn near at the point of death.
This is what I like, what I study, what I focus on, like OB-GYN and the history of OB-GYN and Black maternal mortality is is my specialty. And like I have a pit, like my stomach is gurgling just thinking about all this, and just the so-called father of OB-GYN and the brutality and the torture that he put women through because he didn't think that they felt pain.
Yeah. Yeah. And so now the ability to receive the proper anesthesia as well as other medications that it would take in order to birth quickly, just that fast would have dwindled because somebody wanted to make more profit, more than a 14.2% increase, because that's not enough. That's not enough. And so I say all that just to say I do feel his angst. I do feel his angst. Now, the question becomes, should he be heralded as a hero? Should he have $500,000 in his in donations for lawyers? Now, well, I'll leave it at that. Should he have that amount to fight this case? Should he be found innocent or guilty? Does he have something to go off of? Could he claim essentially a form of insanity, which is probably where it's going to go, because that's where they usually go in these types of cases? Or what's that going to look like? What do y'all think it's going to look like?
I've seen prominent politicians commit brutal crimes with more fallout and more victims, and they just go on their merry way. So I don't know if I have an opinion.
I think you got an opinion. Do you? Is it that you'd rather not say, or?
I think it's nice that there are people that are willing to be generous.
Oh, okay. And Dirt, I know I'm asking you to kind of repeat your answer, but just, is it acceptable to you? His actions, are they acceptable?
It is never right to take another person's life. Unless it's in self-defense, I guess.
I got to think about that, Ray. But go ahead, Dirt, while I think about that, because you was about to say something.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine, Ray. You're good. Oh, we can't hear you, cuzzo. I don't know what happened to your sound. Don't know what happened to your sound. Can't hear you. Try to drop and then come back in and see what happens. I with that statement, Ray. With that statement, I don't know if I can agree with you with that 100%. Let's look at history, right? And understanding human emotion, understanding reactions that human emotion. Josh, what's going on, my brother? That human emotions can sometimes push a person to. Do I agree with him directly? I can't say I do, but do I think that there's never a reason for violence? And like, I hate to call it premeditated violence, but or even premature violence or anything of that nature. But I think some situations, my bad, Dirt. I'm gonna add you. Some situations do cause for the proper and equal amount of pressure to be placed on that thing, right? People can only be pushed. You can only be pushed for so long until you start pushing back. You can only watch your friends. You can only watch your family. You can only watch your loved ones being hurt or punished for so long people in general, and multiple societies have shown this, people in general can only be oppressed for so long until the oppressors are met with an equal or more so forceful consequence or reaction to what's being hurled on them, what's being forced on them. So, and I don't think that in all situations it's self-defense versus self-preservation.
So I understand where you're coming from because I have been on the receiving end of um, less than humane treatment,
Hmm.
and I've survived. But I also have a duty to protect, and I feel for myself the best revenge is to become a champion
Okay,
and overcome.
I got you. I got you. What about you, Dirt? Let's see if you're back yet. Or have you frozen? Looks like you froze. Looks like you froze. So I can understand the championing part, absolutely. But even in your movement of being a champion, um, that's a good question. So the question on TikTok is self-preservation is scary. What extent is too much? Where is the line drawn? And I guess that's the question. That becomes the question because now we're pushing and we're bordering the very definitions essentially of what is civilization. Can we call ourselves civilized as a society at whole when we have people who are unhoused? How civilized is that? Can we call ourselves, and this is more of a global statement, can we call ourselves a civilized species when we still have to resort to war? That is the most base form of who and what we are in general and as a whole. So I I agree that self-preservation sounds crazy, and there are no real boundaries when it comes to that. But again, the question becomes how much can a person take? How much can a society take? How much should they take? Respectively. Should it just be keep dogging me and keep dogging me, keep hitting my pockets during Christmas time and threatening my health and threatening my loved ones until we have nothing, or we're less than paycheck to paycheck, and we getting our paychecks and only half of that is what we can spend, while you're still denying or denying and deposing our health issues. What you got, Dirt?
I don't know,
Sound like
man.
there you are.
I keep getting kicked off. I don't know. Something up with my internet here, so might kick me off again. I see it's buffering now. But I'm kind of lost on what I'm saying, what you all were just talking about.
So we've moved uh we've moved to asking the question of how much is too much, and self-preservation, and where are the boundaries when it comes to self-preservation. And since we're there, because now we're teetering on the very definition of what civilization is, can we call ourselves a civilized society essentially if we have to result, or if this is what it's going to mean, is having unhoused people in your quote unquote civilization? Is that the definition of civilization? And globally, still having to resort to war, is that, as a species, is that the definition of civilization? Are we civilized?
We are not civilized. We look out for self. You know what I'm saying? So within that, looking out for self, you you tend not to care about the next man. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you got to put the needs of not only yourself but the needs of like your kids, your wife, your mother. You know what I'm saying? Your family into the picture. So we'll never be civilized when we always have to be on guard per se. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like as Americans, we are always on guard for some bullshit or just we just on guard. You know, so I don't think we'll ever be civilized. The act, I don't think it had to go that far. You know, but like I say, I don't know the full story. Man, has anybody really identified this guy? I know there's like a little video or something going on, but is there like a true witness to this?
Uh,
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be honest with this. You know what I'm saying? Let's be for real about this shit. Like, this man then walked up into a conference and, you know what I'm saying, killed a guy or, you know what I'm saying, outside, wherever it took place in a public place, wrote a whole book about it. It just seemed a little, everything about it just seemed conspiracy theories ish. You know, it just seemed off to me, you know.
but there's a body.
No, but I'm saying, like, we watch like Alex Cross, we watch like the conspiracy. That's what I'm saying. Like
Okay.
things set up. Like we understand it's a body, but you know what I'm saying. Now we finding bullets. You know what I'm saying. All this stuff is just right there now. You know what I'm saying. Like it just
That's,
ain't weird. It just ain't weird. You know.
but that's part of the forensics.
Investigation. Yeah, correct. I understand. But all right, it's gonna play out.
It is. Now what I think I heard what you're saying, reading between the lines a little bit, is kind of what was some of this could some of that have played into the actions maybe? Is it just like a movie-ish type of thing? Was
Because we
he
don't know the extent of everything. You know.
yeah, was he are his motives based off of something similar to that? Was he formulating his own conspiracies outside or dealing with, is that how his pain was expressed? You know,
Because right
I
now
think
they just making it out just like, oh, he had a bad back, he had issues with the medical industry. You know what I'm saying? That's how they plan it out. But like, who don't have that? I just told you my problem. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, another aspect of that. So, and this is probably part of what hit him as a blow to his manhood, you know, because he's an attractive guy, six pack and all this other stuff, right? Britney Spears' is "I'm in Love with the Criminal" song began to play on the airways because of this dude. Uh, he was having issues when it came to sex. It was painful because of his back. So he enjoyed what, you know, he couldn't even enjoy it. Yeah, like Ecas said, it does sound, look, feel, and seem like an episode of Grey's Anatomy, right? NCIS, something crazy. I'm just waiting for the cool ass detective to walk up and have a press conference and solve the case. You know, but I think it speaks to another symptom of sickness in our society. You know, and although I have a belief in capitalism, it's not to the far extremes to where I think capitalism should be destroying our people. I don't think we should allow that. What do y'all think? Or is this even that case?
I don't even think this that case, honestly. I don't know. Yeah, I don't even think this that case, you know.
No?
Like I say, no, this case just like I say, I'm waiting to hear more because right now I haven't heard nothing. Of course, yeah, you know, we got the evidence, like you say, the bullets, the book, everything, all this, but it still just don't seem like enough to just go out there and just do the act that he did, you know.
Yeah. I think it was I can't even say it's an an extreme movement. I think that progressively this is something that's going to happen more frequently. That's my opinion on it. That's my opinion. And yeah, they are absolutely capitalizing on our health.
Mm.
Our health this is, and just think about how ridiculous this is, right? And it's something that we know, but we really don't actually deal with as a society, as a country, is that our lives have a specific dollar value to it. Our lives they've given every individual
Mhm.
dollar value tied to the worth of your life. I think that in and of itself is absolutely preposterous.
Right. And two of the biggest ones being medical and burial, the funeral, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What's going on, Sam? What's happening, Iggy? That's just me though. Uh Ray, what do you think? Get in on this.
So I actually have heard a couple of conspiracy theories about the backpack, and some of the surveillance cameras footage.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are saying it, the footage between him with his mask on versus his mask off, and his backpacks, the backpacks that he's wearing, they're not matching up. But then also he did lose his backpack, so that's not consistent. But also, other people are saying, well, it doesn't even look like him. And you're saying that, yeah, they put a price on our bodies. Absolutely. I mean, just look at insurance settlements. Your thumb is worth more than your four fingers combined. If you were to lose them in a work-related accident.
Yeah. Like he was doing too much to try to get caught, you know what I'm saying? Type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't
Exactly.
do
He's smart enough to know to get
get
rid of the weapon.
rid of the weapons. Get out of town. You know, you was able to get away with the crime without, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just none of the shit made sense. He was trying to get caught. You go sit down and have dinner after you supposedly shoot somebody. You go, like you
Yeah,
go get an energy board beforehand, you know what I'm saying, and make sure you powered up, I guess, for the
for the next thing, huh? So I can concede to it being conspiratory. I can concede to that, right? But what I hope isn't lost in that kerfuffle of pushing of because that's what's going to come out next. A bunch of conspiracy theories,
Mhm.
but don't add up to small things, and we got to be careful of that because we do have AI that can change a lot of shit, right? But I'd hate for the actual message to be lost. Oh, Candace Owens. Dang
Mhm.
it, brother.
Mhm.
I'm gonna pull your statement up in a second. But I'd hate for the actual message to be lost of how the healthcare industry has grown exponentially since 2022, the fastest growing industry ever. So I'm not a big Candace Owens advocate, but I will take a look at how she explained it. Heather says, I like how Candace Owens explains it. The CEO was essentially a drug cartel. Now, I do agree with that because I do think that these pharmaceutical companies and industries are nothing more, nothing less than white collar drug pushers. That's
Mhm.
exactly what I think they are. They hustlers.
They hustlers, bro. You took it right. That's exactly what they are.
Yeah, they hustlers. And we getting hustled. We the ones getting hustled. And they've turned the dirty money, they've washed it, and then they started taking it from us. So now it's all good. They are hustlers, no doubt about it. I read a comment that threw me off a little bit. Again, I'm not the biggest Candace Owens advocate for reasons that I can explain at a later time. Oh, that's where I was going with this. So I was reading other articles, and for the second time on a live, I will put my reading glasses on because I wear these shits now. What I do fear, dang it, goddamn spam. But what I do fear is there was a 42-year-old Floridian woman who was arrested Tuesday, 2 days ago, after allegedly, and this is coming from the source I'm reading is from his MSN. So it says a 42-year-old Florida woman was arrested Tuesday after allegedly threatening a health insurance worker over the phone by using the same words that were found on the bullets used to fatally shoot UnitedHealth Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson last week. That's and my opinion, Florida is the Australia of America, but that's what I'm afraid of. The copycats, the boldness that it would give people who are already unhinged. They're just unhinged. That's me. What do y'all think?
That this kind of boldness is just like the dystopian novels where people go after eat the rich. It's eat the rich.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Taxation without representation, G. That's what we was talking about. Like it's going back to the old days where they just robbing us blind. You know what I'm saying? They ain't even trying to hide the stuff no more. It's like blatantness in the openness. So I don't know. I hope there's no more copycats. 'Cause like you say, America, people are getting tired. You know what I'm saying? Our money's getting tighter. They steady raising prices on not just, you know what I'm saying, insurance, medical, but the food, the gas. You know what I'm saying? Like every day, you know what I'm saying? Like he could have been dealing with some of that stuff as well. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
thinking it's one thing, but it could have been a whole ball of confusion. You know what I'm saying? Just he was just intertwined in. So
And
I
this
don't
now,
know.
yeah, and now he can't even have he can't even make love. You know, the one thing that he would probably be able to get for free, he can no longer enjoy. He can't have it in peace. It's painful. It's a painful experience. And now his manhood is being threatened because somebody has denied him proper health care. It's a sad situation. So I didn't know that this hour was going again run this fast, but we are at final thoughts. I got to do final thoughts early because I got work in the morning. I got to be up pretty early. So, in the spirit of keeping the integrity of the show right at an hour, Ray, we're gonna have you final thoughts first as your first appearance, your first guest spot on the Family Bloodline podcast. We appreciate you, sis. Go ahead with your final thoughts.
Appreciate you.
Wow, thank you for having me. I did not expect to be such a contributor this evening.
Yeah.
I will pop in more often because I had a great time. Thank
Good.
you.
Absolutely. Those your final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's my first time. I don't know what else to say. Thank you for having me.
That it's perfect. We absolutely appreciate your final thoughts. Dirt, what you got? You up next with final thoughts, Guzzo?
Just love your people, protect them at all times, protect yourself. Make sure your health. We talking about health, so make sure your health is in check. I don't know, man. Just to wait to see what goes on. But like I say, I'm on the fence with it because I went through a lot of situations that I think that Luigi is somewhat going through with the rejection, denial, getting on extra medication for massive diarrhea, and you know what I'm saying? Like treat the cause, you know what I'm saying? Or treat the person, not the cause, you know what I'm saying? So my final thoughts.
I dig it. So my final thoughts is, America, listen, we are in for a hell of a ride, one way or another. And it seems as if the pressure is continuously mounting with no end in sight. So I ask all of my fellow Americans just to draw a little bit closer, be a little more vulnerable, and have the humanistic foresight to help somebody. To help somebody. We are indeed a world in peril. And a little love goes a long way right now, especially in this season. Again, just as a reminder, I knew he was going to do that. The suicide hotline is 988. You know, if you are feeling that way, if you're feeling those pressures, by all means, reach out. You can hit one of us up. You can hit me up. By all means, send us an email. I'll shoot you my personal phone number, and I'll listen. I'll listen. Absolutely will listen. And we are going to add Richard to the Franz to the final thoughts. See what he got to say.
Final thoughts?
Yeah.
When did y'all start?
8 p.m.
So you told me 6. Okay.
You know what? You are right. That's my bad.
So what
that
time
is
are you doing
my
on
bad.
Wednesday nights? What time?
So
are you doing? On Thursday
Wednesday,
nights.
yeah, and that's where I got messed up. That's where I got it mixed up at.
Okay.
So on Wednesdays, it's 7. On Thursdays, it's 8, 7. It's 6. 6 your time.
So on Wednesday, my time, it'll be what time?
6.
6.
Oh, no. My bad. No, 7. I got to get this stuff together. It's been a long day.
So wait
7
a minute.
days.
So
7
I came last night at 6. So you're saying that next Wednesday will be at 7 versus 6?
for Wednesday. You know what? I'll shoot you a text to iron it all out, because
Okay.
we moved from Fridays to Thursdays, and then we went from 10 to 8 for this platform. On Wednesdays, we stayed static at 9 my time.
6 o'clock my time.
Yeah.
That's 6
Yeah.
o'clock my time. So
Right.
Thursday night, what time do you go on at?
We gonna shoot you a link. So we were just ending, and
You know, I went to St. Louis public school system. I can't keep up with all that math and time.
You went to that rich ass Parkway Central, or wherever that school was.
Hey, don't forget the name of this school system I was in was called the desegregation program. There's a little about us, not much. Yeah, it was about the money. It wasn't about the education.
Okay.
So that's
Thursdays. What time do you come on?
Oh man, 6 your time on Thursdays.
No, because it's 6 right now. My time.
What time? 8, 7, 6, 5. Because we're 3 hours. We're 3 hours. Yeah,
Okay,
we're
I'm
3
good.
hours.
I'm
Yeah,
good.
we're 3
Okay.
hours ahead. That's right.
I'm here because of the link.
Yeah. I sent him the link also, but the time got pushed. My time got pushed. My time was off. So that's my bad, Richard. That's on me. That's on me.
All right, so next Thursday. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. Next Wednesday, just FYI, FYSA, like you were talking about last night. I'm gonna talk to Deuce also. We will probably cover that the penny stuff.
Okay.
Right. We'll cover that on Wednesday, and then we'll figure out what we're gonna do Tuesday for Thursday.
Okay.
And I will let everybody know. But in the meantime, in between time, still thank you for hopping on. I know it was a little late, my fault again. It was absolutely my fault. I apologize for that. But y'all could have been anywhere else in the world, but you decided to hang out with us, and we absolutely appreciate it. Thank you again, Ray, for hopping on, and even Rich for hopping on, even though it was my fault that you were late. I apologize. Polar, it was good to see you. Sorry we didn't get a chance to talk to you a bit more tonight. But again, I will begin to push commercials to make sure that everybody knows our times, our spot times, our hit times for the different days that we are on. So with that being said, family, thank you for coming out. God bless and good night.
Good night, good people.